Welcome to Newport Living and Lifestyles. I'm Kristen, and joining us today is Evan Smith from Discover Newport. And today we're going to talk about firecrackers.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. So there's been a whole lot of questions about the July 4th fireworks. And I know from what you said at the last Discover Newport meeting that there's so many fireworks happening. So give us the scoop.
Well, today is July 1st, and
Yeah.
it's going to start off tonight in Jamestown. So
Okay.
Jamestown's going to be launching from the end of Narragansett Avenue, and so people can go to Jamestown and watch the fireworks tonight. And then there are two shows tomorrow night on July 2nd.
Okay,
Two.
On July 2nd.
The city of Newport will be firing there at Fort Adams
Okay.
at 9:15 at dusk. And then there's going to be a new event over in Jamestown. They're going to have silent fireworks. Have you ever heard of it?
I've never heard of silent fireworks, but I bet the dogs will love it.
Well, that's part of the story.
Okay.
That's part of the story. There are people who get anxietized by fireworks. People who have medical conditions, people who suffer from autism.
Yes.
Veterans have problems with loud
PTSD.
noises. And as you just pointed out, animals do too. And so a group of people got together and they're organizing the first silent fireworks. Projectile goes into the air and it explodes without sound.
I can't even imagine how it's possible, but I'm interested to learn.
That's going to be at Beavertail State Park.
Okay. What time?
Also at dusk at 9:15.
Okay.
So you're going to have the Newport fireworks going at Fort Adams, and you're going to have the silent fireworks at the same time down at Beavertail.
Well, the whole bay will be lit up.
So hopefully you're not going to hear the Newport fireworks for that group who are trying what I think is a really noble experiment.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how it turns out.
Me too.
So then we move on to July 3rd and the perennial celebration of the Bristol 4th of July parade. So Bristol will be lighting up on the 3rd.
That's a very big parade.
Huge.
And I hear that one of their coaches is been refurbished and coming out for the first time in 50 years. Is that right?
So Harley Tinney,
Okay.
former owner of Belcourt Castle, his family had built a coronation coach. So the best way to describe that is to think of Cinderella. And here's a gold
That's an easy one.
coronated, right? So, and her family has had this coach for 50 years.
Okay.
And I believe it's going to be towed, no horses, it's going to be towed by a truck in the 4th of July parade in Bristol, which would be really amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. So, no shortage of fireworks. We keep going, okay?
Yeah.
We get
Stay
on
tuned.
to the 4th.
Yeah.
And I'm largely talking about here in Newport and Bristol County, not statewide. But
Right.
so we go to Escobar Farm in Portsmouth on July 4th.
Okay.
So now that's a third night in a row for fireworks.
That's a lot.
And then there's a second firing of fireworks on July 6th at Island Park in Portsmouth as well. So there is first, second, third, fourth, and sixth are the fireworks this week just in our territory. Now you think about this, Narragansett is also on July 4th.
Yes.
India Park up in Providence is on July 4th. So as we look around this beautiful bay that we're so fortunate to live on, and there comes the Ocean State Ferry coming in, there's going to be so many fireworks, and the weather forecast through Friday looks pretty good.
Okay.
And that's something you have to be concerned about is bad weather, low ceiling clouds, and or fog is a real killer for fireworks. So,
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
How do you feel like this impacts Newport's economy with all of the fireworks going on, a lot to do?
yeah. You know, some people, some merchants, I think, got unnecessarily stressed out that the city moved its fireworks from the 4th to the 2nd. There's no guarantee the fireworks will ever happen because of weather. And
Right.
I know that some people really kind of got stressed about that. And I said, this is not really something to stress about. There's no shortage of fireworks. There are going to be 5 days of fireworks, and you have to take the weather when you can get it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun for residents and visitors. And
Absolutely.
even though
People come in.
Even though I'm the tourism director, I focus more on the visitor side. Yeah, residents of Quinnipiac Island, of Connecticut Island, of all over Rhode Island are taking advantage of this, and everybody picks out their best fireworks, and they they get their chairs ready and their blankets ready and their picnics ready, and off they go, and they had a great time.
So what is your favorite firework?
My favorite firework, well, you know what's amazing today is that the pyrotechnic companies are doing all these wonderful things, and boy, are they different than when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's all these wonderful graphics in the sky, and last Friday night when we did the Pell Bridge fireworks for the 50th anniversary, they did one of a smiley face.
Okay.
The projectile went up, and I don't know how this is controlled, but the projectile explodes, and there's a perfect smiley face, and that just drew the roar of the crowd. That was the crowd favorite.
That was the one.
And I think, of course, everybody's favorite. My favorite is the grand finale for sure.
Yeah.
You know, just what you know, explosion in the sky of all these colors is just fabulous.
It's exhilarating,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
My favorite is the one that blows up in the sky and then softly trickles down like a willow tree.
Those are nice too, like a waterfall.
Yeah, like a waterfall, yeah.
Those, I will tell you, I think that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
As someone who gets really involved in these types of events, those stress me out because I'm wondering, are they going to hit the ground? You know, are they going to hit a person on the,
or a sail,
on the water or something like that?
Mm-hmm,
So while they're very, very pretty, I'm watching these things coming down. I'm like, oh, please don't hit the ground. Please don't hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know, because you want to have fireworks and you want to have safe fireworks. And you know, we've seen unfortunately tragic stories on the news sometimes about how fireworks can go wrong.
Yes, be safe this year,
and so
please.
part of the messaging is be safe, but those projectiles are very beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. Well, so there was a lot of questions about July 4th, July 2nd. Why were the fireworks moved?
So everybody wants fireworks on the 4th of July, and there's only actually a very small number of companies that do fireworks. So when you think about that, okay, there's let's say 6 companies that do fireworks, and we have 39 towns in Rhode Island.
Sounds like the business to get into, right?
So not everybody can have fireworks on the 4th of July. So if you want your fireworks on the 4th of July, you need to get in your request very soon.
Okay.
And in this particular case, I think there may have been a paper hiccup.
That happens in everybody's business.
But going, again, just because you reserve 4th of July doesn't mean you're going to be able to fire on the 4th of July because of the weather situation.
Weather and maybe highest bidder.
And so this week is the nation's celebration of its independence, lots of fireworks, but we have fireworks. Last year we did 1,200 weddings in Newport. And you'd be amazed.
Congratulations, everybody.
You'd be amazed at how many people want to do fireworks for their weddings.
Right.
And so brides and grooms will have to fire with the town that they're getting married in to see if they want to have a celebration there. The New York Yacht Club is celebrating its 175th birthday, and Bank Newport is celebrating its 200th birthday, and they will be having fireworks in August.
Yeah.
And at the end of August, the Navy base has its tribute to the end of summer, so they will be having fireworks. So in addition to the 5 shows I mentioned this week, Kristen, then you've got dozens of more shows throughout the summer. I mean, this is for me like the summer of fireworks.
It sounds like it.
You know, there's some summers are the summers of tall ships and different things.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the summer of fireworks because there's so many shows coming up.
Well, what more fabulous way to celebrate on the water than having explosions of lights in the sky?
Well, it is spectacular when it works well. You know, when you get there, most people don't understand how much work goes into this and the setup time. When you're the operational person behind the scenes, you often have to tell the fireworks company anywhere between 24 and 48 hours in advance if you're not going to fire. And so you're sitting there 48 hours out and you're saying, what's the wind speed going to be? What's the rain going to be? You know, what's happening? Is there a fog forecast? Because if you don't give that notice 48 hours, as the person financing them, you just paid for them.
Right.
And most of these shows pretty much start at 20,000 and go up. Most of the shows you see here in Rhode Island are somewhere between $20,000 and $35,000.
That's what the fireworks cost themselves.
Yes, each show.
All right.
So each of the shows we just talked about, various different people have different fundraising efforts. So tonight is Jamestown, okay?
Yeah.
And that's organized not by the town, but a group of private citizens called the Rocket Hogs. And those men and women go around year long passing the cup, asking for donations. And there's people who give personally, corporately for that celebration. In the case of the city of Newport, the same way, the city puts in some money, but they're also asking the business community please to contribute. So the hotels and the restaurants and other people are contributing to the cities. So
Because it's not taxpayer paid. This is a donation.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's a lot of work goes into it, the raising of the money, the thoughts of where you want to shoot from, and then that critical moment when you say, Mother Nature's with us and we can do it, or Mother Nature's going to make us wait another day. And so many of the shows I just told you about have a rain date or a fog date.
Okay.
And that's something you want to watch in the media for, because there have been years where people are all excited and they get to the day and then it's a bummer because they don't have fire. So,
Yeah.
But this summer we're going to have more than 20 shows going on, and personally, I think it's just marvelous to see the night sky just light up with so much color.
Well, we look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us today, Evan. Really appreciate all your insight and behind-the-scenes information.
I'm so excited. This is my debut on your show, so thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, maybe we can do more.
I hope I can come back again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you on Newport Living and Lifestyles. Bye, everyone.